Welcome to Bella's Bargains, where everything is from the Dollar Tree. And why? Because everything at the Dollar Tree is $1, people. $1. This is Effingham. My cow, he goes with me sometimes. Hope you'll stick around and consider subscribing. As the snow flies on a cold and gray Chicago morning, a poor little baby child is born in the ghetto. In the ghetto. And his mama cries, 'cause if there's one thing that she don't need, it's another hungry mouth to feed. In the ghetto. In the ghetto. Now people, don't you understand? The child needs a helping hand, or he'll grow to be an angry young man someday. Take a look at you and me. Are we too blind to see? Or do we simply turn our heads and look the other way? Well, the world turns, and a hungry little boy with a runny nose plays in the street as the cold wind blows. As the cold wind blows in the ghetto. In the ghetto. Then one night in depression, the young man breaks away. He buys a gun, steals a car, drives around, but he don't. Wow. This is such a sad song. Oh, man. And then it ends with, as your young man dies in the ghetto. Oh, it's so sad. Okay, but Jody, you wanted me to sing that. I don't know it super well, so I'm sorry about that. It's such a iconic Elvis song, but it's really sad. I tried really hard for you. I feel like I should have been singing Jailhouse Rock though, cause I'm totally sporting the Jailhouse Rock look. I should have done that song. Anyway, hey guys, welcome to Bella's Bargains. My name is Amy. Sorry for that. That wasn't the greatest intro song, was it? But okay, but I do take requests, and if I don't know it, I listen to it a ton. I also don't feel 100% today, you guys, just FYI. Have a little bit of a fever. I'm going back to bed here in a minute. Because I just don't feel 100%. All right, so if this is your first time here, stick around, consider subscribing. Right now you're going, heck no. But just try. It is so much fun on this channel. It's a little off today. I don't feel super well, but I'm like a bad train wreck. You can't look away. You just keep good, like, what? And then you'll get addicted, and you'll be here every time I upload, which is 4 times a week. So today's Tuesday. You've landed on Totally Easy Tuesday, which is crafting for the non-crafter. I do really easy crafts that anybody can do. And then on Thursdays, I do themed Thursdays. Those are a little bit more difficult, and there's a theme to them. Last week was last week boho, I think. I can't remember now. And then on Fridays, it's Foodie Fridays. It's where we try Dollar Tree foods. And Shopping Saturdays, which is Shopping Saturdays from the Dollar Tree. Did I mention, though? I think I forgot. Besties, you want to say it with me? That this channel is Dollar Tree, and only Dollar Tree. And why? Because everything at the Dollar Tree is $1, people. $1. So that's what I do. And occasionally I throw in a Wild Wednesday, and Wild Wednesdays are just wild. Never know what they're going to be. Actually, I sort of have one planned for tomorrow. If I feel well enough and I can get it done, I will. I don't feel well right now, so I'm not sure how that's going to go. All right, let me remind you of a couple things. I do a weekly giveaway on this channel. And I give away a $20 gift card. And so right now we're going to break away and find out who our winner is. Okay, our winner is Carrie Robertson. You won. So make sure that you message me via Facebook. Well, answer this video today and say that, yay, you won, you won. And then you have to go on my Facebook page, which is linked down below, to the Messenger side and send me a message through Messenger with your address, and I will send you off your Dollar Tree gift card. $20 to shop at the Dollar Tree. Yay. Who doesn't love that? All right, so for the new people here, that's every Tuesday and Thursday. All you have to do is be a subscriber, watch both Tuesday and Thursday, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment on both, and then you're entered into the drawing. So Carrie, and it's so funny because the first name I drew hadn't done both days, so didn't get to win. But Carrie did, so she does. All right, so that's for my weekly giveaway. Well, I'm getting so close to 1,000. I'm at like 893. I think I made 883 about right now. So I'm so close to 1,000. So it's time to announce the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Yay, 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 yay. All right, for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway, I'm going to do a $50 gift card to Dollar Tree. And it's going to be, when I get there, the video that I hit 1,000 on, I will do a drawing from comments. So that means you guys should watch my numbers grow. And as I get closer, make sure you're commenting on every video, because I could film a Foodie Friday and hit 1,000 between that and Saturdays. And then, so it's the Foodie Friday is what I'll draw from. Or it could happen on a Saturday and I hit it, and then I'm only gonna draw comments from the video that actually carries me over the 1,000 subscriber mark. Did you guys follow all that? Okay. All right, also, let's talk about our subscriber challenge, which we do on this channel. It's so much fun. This month, the subscriber challenge was a theme, and the theme was back to school. So what the subscriber challenge is I put a challenge out to you guys. You create a craft, you send me photos of it via my Facebook page, via Messenger at Facebook, and then I do a video of everybody's crafts. And what I ask you to do is send me at least one photo of your craft. You can send me multiples, that's fine. And tell me how you came up with it, or if it has significant meaning. And then I put all that into a video on my channel. It's so much fun. All right, so this month we did a theme, and the pictures are due by Saturday. Only rule is that all of your supplies have to come from the Dollar Tree. That's the only rule. Like, that's it. You can make whatever you want. The theme was back to school. It's probably too late now. But next month, I'll be announcing next month's subscribers challenge. What that one's gonna be next week when I do the video of all of this month's subscriber challenges who were involved. So that deadline for getting those pictures in is this Saturday. I think that's it. I think that's everything, right? Do you guys want to see what I made today? It's kind of a hodgepodge though. Like, it's really a hodgepodge. It started with, one of the things I'm trying to do now is to always make a craft from my haul. So pull something out of the haul that I just hauled and I've talked about, and then make the craft from it. So that's how this week started. And what I decided to make was, do you remember I bought the car ashtrays? Am I up really high? It's hard to tell. I don't know. Anyway, the car ashtrays, you know, those little plastic things. And I said to you guys, I bought them because I'm gonna make something with them. And then, like, right on film, I was like, oh, it looks like a lighthouse. So I made the lighthouse. It's cute, isn't it? So this started, see, this is solar light, all right? So this is 2 of those canned ashtrays, lids flipped upside down. So the cup upside down, lid on top of that. And then this is a fairy garden little thing, my bobber, some river rock. I like drew the stone pebble walkway there. Can you see that? Right? The door even looks like it's wood planks. And this is just white acrylic paint. The other thing is, if you're gonna put this outside, I would clear coat it. So you'll see on the video how I made it. One of the things is that this comes out, because if this dies, I can put a new one in. Or if I wanted to put the other style on, you know, they have the round ball style. I didn't have one of those. It might look better, I'm not sure. But I love how this came out. I think it's so cute. And this is what started me down my journey of the crafts that I was doing today, because I just did them yesterday. I usually Tuesday, so you guys know, my schedule is usually Monday I do the Tuesday crafts, and then Tuesday I'll do the Thursday crafts, unless I have a Wednesday video. So I'm like always like the day before I'm doing them. I don't craft on the weekend because my guy's home and we spend time together. So I don't usually craft on the weekend, unless there's something else going on. Like there are times, but it's pretty rare. So this is what started it. So after I made this, and by the way, I was just gonna make the lighthouse, and then as I was creating it, I was like, wait a second, I have that fairy garden piece. This would be amazing. I think this looks so cute, you guys. Oh, anyway, I was like, well, that's very garden. So I had leftover garden stuff from when I don't even know how long ago I did garden stuff. A rock just fell off, oops. So I still had like some of the garden stuff left in those big planters, which I've never used. I don't know what I'm gonna do with those. Oh, I should make a table. That's what I'm gonna do. So anyway, maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I went and got all my leftover bucket full of the leftover garden stuff, and then just decided to make some things from that. All right, so there was, this sign was in there, and I'm not even sure why I had it in garden. Probably had some other idea to do with it. But look, it was the Home Sweet Home. I put lights inside of it, behind it. So I glued lights on here. By the way, when you do this, just make sure you glue it so that you can get to the battery to replace them and you can turn it on and off. And this came out so good. So I thought it was kind of cheesy, just their painted on graphics. So I just enhanced them with some of the wood laser cuts, laser wood cuts. I love how this came out. I think it's very sweet. It's so easy. Tissue paper back here. And the reason for that is if you didn't, you would see the lights, right? And so it's like a lampshade. The tissue paper is like a lampshade over the words. I think this is so cute and it was so simple. But I say in the video, this wired jute stuff is so hard to work with. And I was just trying to add like another little element on here by putting that on there. And also remember, I always soak these things so I get two sides. So this literally only took 3 of those laser die cuts, which you get 6 for $1. So this sign was $1, the lights were $1, the laser cuts were 50 cents. I mean, this is, what was that? $2.50 to make this? It's not bad, right? Anyway, all right. And then, so we've done lighthouse. I had this pick in there. So this all started because of the pick. Anyway, I'd hauled these glass things not that long ago. I should light this. I hauled them some glass vases not that long ago. And I was like, I'm going to put them inside of each other and make centerpieces. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to do it so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. And then you can see, this is the first one. So what I do is you put a vase. Can you guys see this? It's a vase inside of a vase. So there's no water in the center one, but this fits a votive perfectly in the top of it. And then I put the florals inside because when you look at them through water, they're just, I can't get the glare. Gone. Dang it. Because I have the curtain thing open. Anyway, and then there's sea glass down in the bottom. This is a really beautiful centerpiece, super easy. And then I made this one, which is also really beautiful and super easy. It's the two vases, one inside the other. So that was just to give you guys some ideas for centerpieces, and that's because that particular pick was in the garden box, and so I went down that road with those. All right, but then also in there was this sign that said locally grown fresh produce, and it had a stick on it, so you could stick it into the ground or you could hang it. And I had picked up these onion things a couple months ago. They had a floral. Anyway, you'll see how it all comes. But I think this is a super cute kitchen sign. Or if you had a garden area outside, it'd be super cute out there. But you'd have to seal it. So I just threw this little number together. So easy. Remember, it's totally easy Tuesday. So these are like the lighthouse, maybe a little bit more difficult because of the painting, but really not. And then, and there was also this, which was left over from a hanging sign. And so I think this is so cute. I love how this came out. So I've got water coming out of the watering can, and perfect choice on these florals, which are very airy, very wildflower kind of, and my little bucket here. So easy, super cute. This would make a nice little gift too. You could just put a little card in here on a stick, somebody, you know, feel better soon, or nice, welcome to your new home, or I don't know. Oh no, it says, no, wait a second. This says staying alive. Now, if you have a sense of humor to give this to somebody as a get well would be funny. Staying alive. Yeah, okay, maybe not. They graduate CPR class. Staying alive, For all of you who've taken that class, you know what I'm talking about. All right, and then the final thing that I made, and these have been like sitting in my garage in this garden pile, and I kept looking at them going, I really need to do that, I really need to do it, really need to do it. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, get rid of them. But this came out so cute. And when I bought these, which was months ago, I said, I wanna take these and make a larger, more substantial piece. Check out my twirly stick. You're not even gonna be able to see this all. You'll see it in the picture. So it sticks in the ground. I used the solar spine from that. And this is a mop handle from the Dollar Tree. And I have 6 twirly things on it. So I wish I had video of it in the wind, but we haven't had any wind. It's been like windless. I'm not kidding you, for the last 24 hours. But how cool is this? It's so cute. It was so easy. So easy. So this cost of this is $7 plus the tape. So, I mean, even if it, yeah, but how cute. This one I need to like get him to stay. Okay. Love it, love it, love it. I think this is super cute. I hope you guys like it too. That's my favorite. It's going out in my backyard. So colorful and so fun and so easy. So it's a great idea. I know it's late in the season to be doing these kinds of things, but you know I don't conform to anything really here on this channel. Sort of do it how I want. So it was just that lighthouse because I was trying to do one craft that came from the haul for you guys, because then I know it's fresh in your brains. Oh, but the funny thing is too, so the Mary Kay, that's funny. Anyway, Mary, last initial K. When I did the, I said, oh, it's a lighthouse. She sent me a message. She goes, I saw a snowman, and I was like, yes, totally see a snowman. Also, so I might buy some more of these and do something at Christmas time. Although I'm not going to be short on Christmas crafts, so maybe not. But anyway, so Mary, yes, absolutely saw the snowman. I went with my lighthouse, and I hope you guys like it. This is very bright, by the way. I was in the house last night. It was super bright. So, all right, guys, that's it. Now you get to watch the video of how I made all these things. So everybody have a great day, great week, a great life. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Again, if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. And if you are still here, give me anything garden related. And at the end of the video, please tell me which one of these was your favorite. I have a feeling that my twirly stick's gonna win. I think this is gonna win this week because I think it's so cool, but the lighthouse might. I don't know, the buckets. Anyway, they're all whatever. So, and the centerpieces that I made, I'm gonna deconstruct those actually. I'm not gonna leave them like that so that I can make some other ideas for you, and just randomly every once in a while throw in some centerpiece ideas for you guys for any celebrations that you're planning. Okay, that's it. So, from your singing crafty crafter, happy hunting at your local Dollar Tree, and enjoy the rest of the video seeing how I made these things. One quick little cat shot at the end, I believe, this time. No Effingham appearance today, by the way. We're having a little spat. Okay, bye guys, enjoy. All right, this is, I got these little onion things, about, I don't know, 6 weeks or so maybe. And I think they look stupid with the flowers on them, so I'm gonna take those off. Don't need those. But I have this sign that says locally grown fresh produce. So I wanna take these onions and then this one pick, which I think looks like carrot tops or something. And I'm gonna put them onto this sign and make it like a kitchen sign. Super easy. And the first thing I always do is remove the tags, which these came off fairly easily, thank goodness. I don't even know why I feel so obsessed about removing those, but I do. And then, so gonna pull the stick off of this. This just took a little bit of prying. It was fairly easy to do. And of course I'll put that in my stash to use for something else later, I am sure. And this is just one of their graphics that they glue on the wood form, and so they're never on there quite right. So I'm sanding around just to get all the little bits that are hanging off, the sides off of it, cleaned it up a little bit. And now just arranging how I'm going to put these onions with this one pick. So the pick, I'm going to cut off most of that end part so that it looks more like it was a bunch that was cut off of something. And then I'm going to take a piece of jute twine and knot it around the, I'm just fixing the little leaves there on the onions. But I'm going to knot these all together. So this, in the center of those onions where I removed the flower, I had a good stick that I could use to tie these all together with. Then just got them sort of arranged how I wanted them and moved them around a couple of times, but eventually get it to where I like it. Sorry, I'm off camera there. And then I take jute twine. See, I remove it, put it back in. And then I just wrap the whole stem with the jute twine. And once I get that done, I'm like, how am I going to attach it to the sign? Oh yeah, that's right. I ended up taking a piece of twine and unwinding it, so it was half of a jute rope piece. That's what I used to wrap around the stem of that. And it was just because I like the look and the thickness of it better. There's no rhyme, no reason. Could have used just straight jute twine. That'd be fine also. And then I was trying to decide like how I was going to connect this to the sign. It just was like, okay, so what do I do? How, and do I leave the end of that exposed? Do I add another piece of twine on? I knotted that off at the end, by the way. And then I added another piece, like, do I want to cover the whole end of it? Do I want to tie this on there and then glue that onto there? And that didn't seem to look right. So eventually, I went and got a piece of the wood domino pieces, glued two together. I did my furniture marker all over them, and I think this is maple. And then glued it halfway on to the back of this fresh produce sign so that it left something off of there so that I could glue the stem onto there. It worked perfect, absolutely perfect. It was the only way that I thought visually it looked right. And there I'm moving the onion yet again. Because I wanted to make sure we could read the words once I put it on there. So then I just glued the stem gluing it with the jute twine that was wrapped on the stem, right? Gluing that on there. It looks really good. But then I noticed that the hanger was sort of off-centered, the one that came on the piece. So I broke a popsicle stick in half and then just looped that original hanger over. It gave it a shorter hanger. I actually like that look a little bit better anyway. And it put it more in the center, and then it's all done. This is really easy. This is a home sweet home sign that, I don't know, got it a couple months ago, maybe about a month ago. And I have some LED lights. I know it's got the Christmas label, but they're just little white lights. And some pink tissue paper. I'm gonna glue tissue paper on the back side of the suite because the suite is, it's cut through. So what I'm making is a little light up sign. So I'm going to put tissue paper there and make that, it'll be pink. Put some lights inside of it. I have some of the laser cut florals to do some embellishments and my thing full of all my fall off florals to possibly use. And it'll just be a cute light up sign that says home sweet home. So first, gonna get the pink tissue paper. And honestly, the reason I chose pink, just FYI, is because it's a really light color and it'll slightly mute the light through there, which is what I wanted. You could not put anything behind it, but then possibility of seeing your lights and strings and all that. Anyway, and I just used glue stick to glue that on down there. Like it's pretty easy. So then I open up my lights, get my batteries, get those that pack of Panasonics. Jeez, I got at Dollar Tree. It's a good buy on those. And I put this all back together, turn it on, and like, oh come on, they're green. What was I thinking? Like, it's been so long since I've used the Christmas lights. So I take the batteries back out, and I went and got another string of lights, and I forgot to turn off the camera. So I run and get the lights. And then come back and put the batteries into a set of clear lights, and then we're all set to go. So then you can see the batteries sitting there. I'm off getting the batteries right now. Anyway, once I got the clear lights in there, the only thing I want to tell you about this, you guys, is when you do glue the lights inside the back of it, make sure that you can get to the switch on and off. All right, now I put the wood laser cutouts that I want to use. I stuck them in a bowl of water because I'm going to get 2 out of it. I always do. Let them soak for a little bit, just a few minutes, and then they pull apart and I get 2. And once I've pulled them apart, I got a towel to dry them on because I want to be able to glue them down. And you have to be really careful though, because sometimes they'll pull into 3 parts, like one of the middle cardboard pieces will come out, which is fine. You can use it. Just got to be careful with it because it is just cardboard at that point. Because these are like wood veneer. Like the outside is wood, but the inside is cardboard. Anyway, so I get those all dried, separated where I want them. And I pulled out 3 flowers. I didn't end up using the rose, so I put that back in my stash. And then it was just a matter of gluing them where I wanted. I took it was the wood glue actually is what I brushed on the back of these to attach them. And here I'm just deciding, am I going to use florals or not? I didn't. I just ended up going with the laser cuts. So first thing, I do this every time. I try glue stick, and they're like, wait, I know that doesn't work. So then I did go and get the wood glue and just brushed it on there. Super simple, works phenomenal. Works out great. And just sort of laid them on there how I thought was good. Obviously, we're still seeing the color peek through from the graphics, which I like. If you didn't like that, it'd be fairly easy. You could paint over this. Just have to try and find that color. Or you could use a piece of paper ripped up to cover over it and then put the lasers on. But I really like this, and I think it just brings this whole project up a huge notch. So I played with this for a little bit, got those kind of down where I wanted them, and I felt like they're just missing, it was like missing one more little thing. So as I'm laying this down, I'd already tried the florals, I didn't like that, and I didn't want to put anything on the perimeter of the box, so I wanted to stand on a shelf or a counter or something. But I decided to get the jute, wired jute twine. This stuff is so hard to work with. I'm trying to make the twine stay on the wire so I can get a curl on it, which is very difficult to do. This took a lot of finagling to get enough pieces that the wire wasn't exposed. I don't know if any of you have problems with this stuff. I don't buy it anymore because of that, because it's very difficult to use. But if you take the time to get it right, it does look cool because it's gave it this like 3-dimensional little curly cues off the sign, which of course I liked. But anyway, once I did all that, it was done. And this came out so cute. Very nice little decor piece. Hope you guys like it. I'm going to make a couple of vase centerpieces here. So I have a cylinder vase and one inside of that, and this one a vase inside of a vase. Some of the sea glass, one little votive, and one sprig of, or one pick, called spike. I don't know. Anyway, just to make a couple of really pretty centerpieces. I might use some jute twine or something. I'm not sure yet. Start creating and then I'll know. This is fairly simple. So I take the inner vases. I'm only going to show you actually one that I'm putting together here in the end, but both of the inside vases, I put some of this, the small white rock inside of them, and that was so I had something to put the pick into, so it would sort of hide the end of the pick. And then I just took and cut a couple of these picks down and put them inside them. So the first one, I curl the end of that pick so that it has a decorative end on it because it was too long and I knew it was going to be too long. And then bent it up so that the twirly part was bent up, stuck that in there. But then I decided it also needed just another pick down lower. So I cut it closer to the end of the pick and then put that in first. Shake it around to get that pick into the rocks. This took a little maneuvering, but in the end I got it in there, so it was fine. And I like that look. Then put that back into the vase. And this is a little tedious, but it looks really cool. And it's just picking out the sea glass and getting it alongside that vase, in between the inner vase and the outer vase, so finding the right size pieces. It's a little tedious, but once you get it done, it looks good. And then filling it with water and lighting the candle on the top on that one, and on the second vase, just putting the rocks in and adding water. So what happens is you're looking through the pick inside the vase without water, through water, and it gives it a really cool look. This is just a great idea for centerpieces for a wedding or a party or something like that. These are their spinner and pinwheel things that they have. They're super cool. But I want to, this is a handle, and I want to make a long piece to put outside that these would be on. So it's one larger, cool, colorful piece of spinny art in the yard. That makes sense. So it's just going to be a matter of like attaching these and getting them to stay on there. You know, I'll figure that out. Not sure how yet. So as usual, again, I'm taking all the tags off. I don't know why. I don't cut all these off before I start filming, but I do it almost every time. And then I'm getting this label off of this handle, which I have to because it's going to show. Like the handle is what we're attaching everything to. So it was a little difficult. Eventually I stopped filming and I scraped it all off there, and I had to use some Gooby Gone to get the rest of it off. Now I'm cutting a piece of pool noodle to put inside of the top part of the handle here, and I'm really forcing it in there because I want a tight fit in there because the top pieces are actually going to go in right there. I got it in as far as I could, and then I trimmed it off. And so it's going to be, you know, a forced pressured hold in there. So I'm just taking first one and then the other, and it's not gonna, I'm gonna have one higher than the other and facing away from each other so that they could still spin. And that was the biggest part of this project, is making sure that you left enough space for everything to spin on its own. So then I'm just gonna space these down. All I did was I hot glued initially to hold it just at the very top of the spinner part. So and then I did not have any Dollar Tree duct tape, but Dollar Tree duct tape would be fine. I just couldn't find it. And so I found the tape that I did have, which was a Gorilla duct tape, but any duct tape will do. And I just duct taped them on there for extra security. And of course I used black because I didn't want it to be seen. So, and they sell black duct tape at Dollar Tree. I wasn't going to run out just to do that. So it's like, I'm going to use what I have. You guys can do it with the Dollar Tree black duct tape. And so then I just went ahead and finished spacing them down and wrapping them. And then of course you've got at one point where you would wrap the end of the previous spinner with the top of this spinner's pull, so keeping it all on there. And on the bottom, I just added the spike that I removed from the solar light from the lantern piece that I made, so that I could put it into the ground. I love this piece. I'm gonna make a little planter. Oh, oops. Well, the handle just came off. Guess I'll glue it back on. Anyway, so I have my little planter. I have 4 of the wildflower picks. This was from a hanging sign, which I'm gonna put it on a dowel, and some diamond wrap because I'm gonna make it be the water coming off of the watering can, and a pool noodle to put the flowers in here with. So easy, but it's gonna be cute. I could not get that little handle back on, so I just removed the other handle, which was fine. I didn't need them on there anyway. Took a little bit of muscle there to get it off. And then I took jute twine and capped the top of it because there was a sharp part where the handle had broken off. But also, I like this look. And so what I did was knotted it in front though. And that I like the little decorative look that knot gave it as well. Then throw some pool noodle down there, glue it down so that I can put my picks in with that. And then just arranging the picks because I want it taller in the back, shorter in the front. And I want to be able to put my watering can in there and see it and see the rain coming down. So, or the water coming down. So it took a little bit of arranging once I got the pick in there. And this is just personal choice, however you want to put those picks in there. And of course, I used 2 different colors. You could have done this with 1 color. You could do it with 3, however you want, and with whatever picks you like. I really like these because they're like that wildflower look. And then next I moved on to my watering can, which I did nothing to the watering can except glue it to a dowel, which I painted with furniture marker. Don't even have to do that, to be quite honest. And then I glued it on there sort of sideways so that it would be like it's pouring out. And then just taking this diamond wrap, cutting it, and I did different lengths and glued it on there. Some shorter, some longer. Just didn't want it all to be exactly the same length. And that's my rain coming out of there. And you could use other things for this. I think the diamond wrap is perfect though. And then I stuck it into the foam, the pool noodle down there, and just played with it till I got it to kind of where I wanted it. And then went and got my coconut filler stuff, because I love to use this rather than Spanish moss, just to fill in inside where you could still see things. And this thing kept falling, so eventually what I did was took a little piece of pool noodle, glued it on there, and then glued that to the side. But then, even then, it was like, wasn't quite right. I had to get a building block, tower block, and put that in between there. So this might take a little finagling to get it to where you want, but super cute. I love how this came out. I'm going to make a lighthouse solar light. I have 2 of the car ashtrays, 1 solar light, my acrylic white paintbrush, some paint tape, and some Fix-All adhesive because I'm going to use this super glue to glue everything together so it'll hold outside. This was one of those projects that just sort of came to life as I was doing it. So I had obviously seen how I was going to tower these up to make my lighthouse, but the solar light doesn't fit inside the hole there, so I just used my hacksaw, and then it went in perfectly. All right, so first I thought I was going to tape off areas to paint white, but there's a natural line there on these, and so I just used that as my guide. And I sort of did like a sloppy paint, I don't even know how to explain it. Like I just sort of tapped paint all over it to give it like a, I don't know, like a stucco almost look. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, it was fine. It sort of gave it a texture look, which was good. And then after I did this piece, I moved on to the next one, and basically I did the same thing. So both of the bottom parts of the ashtray or auto can, whatever they call it, I did this effect to. And then on the very top where the lantern or the solar light goes into, which by the way I did not glue, so that if the solar light dies you can just replace it. On the very top, which would be like the roof, I also painted it the white, and the reason for that is because it then reflects the light from the solar. It reflects that light really well, making it even brighter. So I just painted the top of that right there, and again that was to help make it brighter. All right, so then I'm like looking at it going, all right, well it needs like a door. Oh, first I glued it together. By the way, I did use the super glue to do that because it's going to be outside. So like it needs a door, so I got the white paint, painted a little door. And then I was like, okay, I want to try windows. So I started to try painting windows with the paintbrush. Really didn't work. And so I ended up wiping that off, and I went and got my metallic white marker. And then that worked perfect. You can't really see it here, I'm sorry. But, excuse me, sneezing. That worked perfect. And I wasn't being too careful, you guys. This is sort of a whimsical piece, right? So you don't have to be perfect about it. One point I did go get the black metallic marker to give it a doorknob. There we go, doorknob. And then this is where I went, oh my gosh, I need to put this on the fairy garden piece. That's the piece of beach. And so that's exactly what I did. I markered out a pathway here. And the only thing I'm going to say, I didn't cover this in Mod Podge. I'm going to put it outside and see how it does. But probably this would be sealed better, or with a clear sealer maybe, because it's going to be outside. Or just let it age, and then that gives it something. But what I did was I just used brown, and then with black I kind of made it look like it had rock all over and added a little red in there for just some color in that pathway. And then just took the, river rocks and glued them all over the bottom of the lighthouse, just like lighthouses are. They always seem to be like in rocks. And it took a little bit. I just hot glued these down again. Now this goes and sits in the hot sun. That's probably not going to work too well. So for long term, I would use super glue. But I was just trying to get this done to show you guys. And for me, it's actually not going to sit anywhere where it's going to get a ton of hot sun. It's actually going to go in the house by a window, is what I'm thinking. But if I ever did put it outside, then I would just watch for those and re-glue them down. The other thing is you could seal it with clear coat, and that would probably keep them all glued together. Anyway, I think this piece came out really cute, and it did metamorphose from just this, what was going to be sort of this lighthouse, into like this little decor piece all on the fairy garden base and whatnot. And I like it. I hope you guys like it too. Hey, Friday. Lay you down and softly whisper pretty love words in your ear. Lay you down and tell you all the things my buddy loves to hear. I'll let you know how much it means just having you around. Oh, Friday, how I love to lay you down.